Therapist, physical therapist on the internet.
Hi folks, I'm Bob Schroep, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
Together
therapist.
we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
The name of the program today is First Step to Stopping Back Pain / Sciatica is to begin walking. We're going to talk all about that. This video is a part of a series of videos on treating back pain or sciatica. If you want to see the entire series, go to bobandbrad.com and click on series or programs. I'm not sure what it's going to be called. So, all right. Why do we want you to walk? Walking to us is a quick win when you're trying to help heal your back. Because when you walk, you're going to have increased blood flow, increased synovial fluid. The endorphins are going to get built up. It's like a natural balm for your back.
Balm.
Like a balm, like a rub.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
So,
but again, if walking does create pain for whatever reason, don't try and push through it.
No, not at all. And that's what we're trying to show you today, some things to try if you're having pain with walking.
Right.
So
yeah, we'll clarify that as we get through the video.
Okay. Number one, quite often, if you're having pain with walking, it might be because you're walking with poor posture. I see a lot of people like this out on the street, Brad.
Sure.
They're walking along and they're like this.
Yeah.
So what we're going to recommend is you actually take like a broom handle or stick, and Brad, you can demonstrate with the Booyah stick.
Yep.
And just to see where you're at. I mean, to kind of use it as a locator to determine what your posture is like with walking.
So, because you might think you're upright, and then you put something straight like the Booyah stick along your back, and if you're not touching here in between your shoulder blades and your head, you're not straight. You don't have good posture.
Yeah, so here, Brad is just making contact in one position, right on the mid-back.
Yep.
If it's in good position, he's going to make contact on the pelvis, mid-back, and head. So a common one is that people have that head forward, don't they, Brad?
Yeah. Let me get this hand so we can see that. So this is very common. And when the head goes forward, inherently, you lose a little bit on the lumbar, the low back as well. So when this starts to go forward, it hits the lumbar, which is going to directly increase that sciatica and low back pain. So everything lines, works with each other with the human body. So there we are, and we're going to have exercises, a video on exercises to help maintain that, so your body awareness is better. But just walking, if you have a cane, if it's a short cane, too short, that's a problem. It's got to be higher. That's why we like a stick, or if you have a walking stick, that helps keep you up and reminds you to maintain that posture, upright, 3-point posture.
And the nice thing about a walking stick or a cane is that if you're having pain with walking, it might unweight the spine a little bit. It might take a little bit of the stress off the spine.
Yep.
So it is one of our recommendations that you could try is a walking stick or a cane if you're having pain. Again, these are all suggestions for what to do, because the walking needs to be pain-free.
Right.
And otherwise you don't do it. The other thing you can do to check your posture, obviously you're not going to carry the stick along with you unless you're using it as a guide, an aid. You can actually just take your hands and put them behind you like this and pull them back a little bit, which will pull the shoulders back. And then at the same time, I want you to do a chin tuck. So you're going to bring the chin back like this. You're not going up like this. You're not going down like this. You're just going straight back.
Sure.
You get all lined up and then walk.
Right. And I've got tight shoulders, and inherently it's hard for me to reach back. And there's going to be other people like that.
Sure.
So if you're having a hard time with that, you can just take like a glove, or just actually
a towel,
and that can you can walk around with that. And for me, this is much more comfortable, and I still get the benefits of that better posture.
And you can put the towel around your neck. And
there you go.
Look like you're ready to finish boxing.
Yeah, then you're cool.
Yeah, then you're cool. Okay. Number two, this might really surprise a lot of people, but if you're walking too slow, and I just saw a patient that does this, he goes, I'm hurting, so I need to walk slow.
Mm-hmm.
We picked up his pace with walking. Actually, the stress on your spine is less when you pick up the speed. So you want to try to walk a little faster, and also moving your arms.
Yeah.
Don't walk real stiff like the robot. I know you're having pain, but a lot of times the movement creates a little bit of motion, helps get that synovial fluid going. So try to pick up the pace. See what I mean? I've had many patients that go, they had a surprised look on their face, like, wow, it actually feels better to walk fast.
And I think when you walk faster, inherently your posture improves.
Good point,
just to
Brad.
maintain that the balance. And
Yeah, it's
just the way it
harder to
works.
walk, with bad posture at a high speed.
Right.
So number 3, you've got to really monitor this, and this is the important thing, is that you want to try probably small circles to start off with, because you don't want to get out too far and go, oh my God, I'm hurting, I can't make it back.
Right.
So
I always suggest people, if they live in town, just go to the end of the block and come back and repeat that. So
Yes.
you're always close to home. So when
in
it
case
starts
things
to
go
hurt,
bad, yeah.
I know, and actually measure it somehow, either time it or measure it. I know when my back, and I had sciatica down my leg, consistently at 3/4 of a mile, my leg would start getting numb and tingly all the way down to my calf, and I knew not to go farther than that.
The other thing, it'll let you know if you are progressing.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
so that's a great way to keep monitoring things. So we talked about unweighting the spine. We already talked about that. Some people too, I think they just tighten up so much, Brad, that from walking. You may want to try some relaxed breathing. There's the one technique we call 4 square. You actually breathe in for 4 steps, hold your breath for 4 steps,
Yep.
let it out for 4 steps, and then hold it for another 4 steps.
Sure.
So it's 4 by 4 by 4 by 4.
And if you feel short of breath because you can't make 4 steps, go to 3 steps. But
Sure.
try to get a rhythm. And I had this happen many times where my back is bothering me and I'm all tensed up because my body's naturally trying to protect it. And I'll think about it, let things relax, and slowly get through it, and then start to pick things up. And then you realize, oh, I was tensed up.
You were tensed up and making it worse.
Anticipating pain.
Right.
And
It didn't necessarily need to happen. So sometimes people taking too long of a stride, it jam, like if my foot hits and I really jam, now the forces are coming up through the leg and into the back. So rather than taking a long stride like that, I try to hit with my forefoot and my back foot at the same time, my heel.
Right.
And just the shorter strides, a lot of times that helps cushion your body a little bit more. So just think about that. You can walk faster, but shorter strides.
Right. Nice and smooth.
Nice
walking.
and smooth.
And don't avoid hills and avoid uneven surfaces.
Yeah, very good point, Brad. I forgot to mention that. I can't remember which that was underneath. But
that's why I'm along.
That's why you're here. So the other thing you might try, especially if you're walking around, there's some good solid park benches around, you could decompress the spine every so often.
Yep.
So, Brad, you want to show it over there?
Yep. So you go up, and it's best if you can lock your elbows out. It just takes less energy from your arms. And I'm just going to put my weight through my arms, and I'm unweighting my legs, which actually decompresses the spine. And when you do this, the reason you're going to do is because it feels good. Now, if you do this and it gets a sharp pain, it's not the thing to do.
Right.
I do want to mention now, when I used to walk, and my back pain is not sciatica, though. It's a completely different situation, but I would make my back pain feel better by doing this, which you're not going to do with sciatica.
Probably with spondylolisthesis, but it's a good point that you could do that, give the pain a little break, break it up, and then go back to walking.
Right, and I could keep going. If you got stenosis, that might be an option.
Right.
So we're kind of mixing things up a little bit.
Try this too, decompression.
You can do it back this way too, or facing. There you go.
And make sure it's a good solid surface so you're not pushing on something that's going to tip over on you. Also, you may want to tighten your abdomen or change the arch in your back. Try just experimenting around with it. Sometimes people are surprised if they just mess around with it a little bit, there's less pain when they're walking.
Right. This pelvic tilting, for some people, they don't have the body awareness because of whatever reason. And this can be a little difficult to understand how your body's moving. But if you work with it and you feel like with my back, if I go this way, my back feels better all the time as opposed to this way.
Yeah, and with sciatica, it might be the more arch in your back that might feel better. It may
Right,
not. I
right.
mean, everybody's so much different. Finally, for you pet owners out there, especially if you own a dog, you got to understand if that dog's on a leash and that dog is one that's pulling on that leash,
Sure, yeah.
you're getting rotational stresses on your back almost constantly.
Yeah.
And so I hate to say it, but you're going to either have somebody else walk your dog, or you're going to have to teach your dog to walk by
To heal,
to heal
properly. Because
right.
I can't tell you how many patients that have injured their dog. Their either a lot of times shoulders, but in this case a back too, from that jerking motion.
It is amazing because
Well,
I've
you
had
get a squirrel running, that dog's got to hit set.
and I've had a couple patients that fell.
Yeah.
Because they got tangled up in the leash and down they went.
Yeah.
So got to be careful with all that. Okay, so that's it for this video. Go ahead and check out one of the other videos in the series to take you on that road to getting rid of your sciatica and back pain.
There you go. Good luck.